favorite scene to shoot, to film?
À filmer ou?
I loved the stuff here in Paris. I think I mean, I am so sorry that I got that and you didn't, because honestly,
it came out so great.
Oh, it was so much fun. I mean, I hate myself. Like, it's my least favorite work.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, my freaking shoulder was hanging out, and so I just like the whole time I was really trying to be in it, but I was like in pain. It should be a quote. I was really trying to be in it, but I was in pain. Oh, God. Anyway, but yeah, shooting in Paris was one of my all-time favorites.
So jealous, that's so cool. For me, so I think, I say this was my favourite because it was when I first really felt like I got a sense of who the character was, and it was because in the scene, it was, there was a lot of kind of the rosebud reasons why he was the way he was, but all the stuff in the basement with Valentine was when I kind of went, oh, this is who this guy is, this is why he does the things he does. And I think sometimes, I don't know if you get this, but there are moments in a role when things start to click and you go, aha, okay. And it's really exciting because you do all the work beforehand and you have an idea of who this person is, but then it's not really until the doing of the work that you actually sort of feel it in your bones. And that was the moment when that happened. And so after that, I kind of went, right, I know who this guy is. I know, what he's afraid of. I know what his, what moves him and all that kind of stuff. So that was really cool.
Thank you. Du coup, pour répondre à ta question, d'accord. D'ailleurs, Luc a commencé par dire que sa scène préférée c'était celle à Paris, du coup, et qu'il était désolé pour Will que Will n'ait pas pu la faire, plutôt, et que c'était lui qui avait vraiment adoré son expérience, même s'il avait sa blessure, il n'avait pas forcément bien aimé sa manière de jouer et comment il avait fait la scène, mais en tout cas il avait été super content de pouvoir tourner à Paris. Et pour Will c'est un peu plus profond, c'est pas un moment précis, mais c'est toute l'histoire autour de son personnage avec Valentine et comment et pourquoi en fait il était comme ça, et c'était vraiment il savait qui était son personnage, il savait comment le jouer, mais c'était vraiment découvrir toute son histoire, tout ce qui était ancré en lui, toutes les peurs, et c'est à ce moment là qu'il s'est dit ah voilà, maintenant je connais vraiment le personnage par cœur et je sais comment je peux l'interpréter au mieux.
I'll start. I mean, oh gosh, to be honest, there's so many. It's more like the whole general experience is it's so glorious because, like Luke said, it's an opportunity for us all to get together, and then the most important thing is we get to be with you guys, and that just it's so funny because when we shoot the show, it's great fun, and we get to do these amazing things, but then getting to spend the time with you, it's like, you see really what it means, and it just takes on this whole other dimension. So it's so special. And I mean, the Paris one is always brilliant, and everyone is so lovely, and it's just glorious to get to spend time with you. And thank you so much. Thank you for so many years of getting to do these, because we adore it, and it all rests on you guys, so thank you.
I actually think I just had one of my favorite memories, which was I just got my guest book, and there's just pages of people putting up their middle finger. And I just I'm so touched that that's my legacy. I genuinely am. So I think that was a really great moment. I feel very seen.
Du coup, la question était quel était leur, meilleur souvenir lors des conventions à Paris. Et on avait du coup Will qui a commencé à dire tout, il y en a tellement en fait que tu peux pas choisir, mais c'est plutôt, on va dire, une sorte d'expérience générale, d'un ressenti général et le ressenti est juste incroyable, c'est juste ouf pour lui de pouvoir vous rencontrer, venir passer des moments avec vous à travers les années, c'est ouf. En plus, tu sais vraiment, c'est là que tu commences vraiment à savoir ce que c'est. Parce que, ok, tu vas sur scène, tu fais ton truc, ok, très bien. Mais c'est là, quand tu viens, tu vois l'effet que ça a fait sur les fans, c'est là que ça fait plaisir au cœur. Ensuite, on a Luc qui a rajouté que pour lui, son meilleur moment, ça a été du coup aujourd'hui, car il vient de recevoir son fanbook. Et il l'a ouvert et il y a vraiment plein de photos comme ça là de fans qui sont juste là avec un bon gros doigt d'honneur. Et il est tellement heureux que ce soit ça qu'il va laisser pour le monde. Les doigts d'honneur. Follow up.
I don't like that people are scared of me. Like, no, I'm serious. In real life, when people, like strangers meet me, like I had it recently, I was in Brooklyn and this woman was working behind, like in a coffee shop, and I like walked in and she just immediately was like, and I don't know whether she was having a bad day or whether maybe she just was having a moment where she was like, is this really, like, am I dreaming? Like, not that she was a fan, but more about the fact that she was like, I know that guy and I'm pretty sure I saw him killing someone on my TV. And it was like that moment where she was like, hi, and then she started getting nervous and I was like, I couldn't be further from that person, I promise. Like, yeah, so I hate that people like think of me that way. But like, so whatever.
I'll answer it for the good things. What's really something I didn't expect is well, actually, it did stay with me quite a long time, the character, and I think for a bit I was like, why am I getting angry at someone who cuts in front of me? And I was like, oh, because that's kind of what I've trained myself to do. Yeah, exactly, the immediacy of the anger. However, I actually think it was some of my like happiest times. It's partly because I was around amazing people, but also because I was any like life frustrations, it was getting out. Like I was using it immediately, and so it was it was so cathartic. It was so like you feel quite light because all of the human things are kind of expunged and so it was really fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alors, du coup, la question était, qu'est-ce que c'était la chose la plus difficile ou peut-être la mieux quand on joue un personnage méchant comme ça. Et du coup, Luc a commencé à dire que pour lui, ce qui l'avait vraiment marqué, c'est que il avait vraiment pas aimé le fait que certaines personnes aient peur de lui. Et il avait raconté qu'il avait une expérience comme ça à Brooklyn dans un café et il était rentré et la fille à l'accueil, enfin la caisse, elle l'avait regardé avec des grands yeux et il s'était dit ah ouais, donc je sais pas si elle est en train de passer une mauvaise journée ou elle s'est juste dit ah je connais ce mec, je l'ai vu dans ma télé, il a tué 3000 personnes et elle était juste terrifiée. Et il a essayé tout de suite de se montrer un peu cool en mode ouais non mais t'inquiète, moi je suis pas comme ça, c'était juste mon personnage. Donc pour lui ça c'est vraiment le côté un peu triste et qu'il aime pas trop, quoi, que les gens aient peur de lui. Et du coup pour Will, il a dit qu'il allait répondre de la manière positive, du coup qu'est-ce qui était bien par rapport à ça. Et il racontait qu'en fait le personnage il réagit tellement sous la colère que toute la colère qu'il avait, il l'a réutilisée pour son personnage. Et que parfois, du coup, s'il s'énervait en tant qu'humain, dans la rue par exemple, si quelqu'un marchait devant lui ou marchait pas assez vite, en fait, il s'énervait du tac au tac parce qu'il avait été habitué à jouer son rôle comme ça. Donc en fait, ça marchait dans les deux sens. Parce que du coup, quand il devait jouer la scène, en fait, il mettait juste toute sa colère et sa frustration dans son personnage. Donc c'était une manière de se sentir aussi plus léger et de faire passer ses émotions comme ça.
I had to, obviously coming into it, Will had already developed the character. So for me, I had to try and find a through line between what he did and what I was going to do. And so there were little things that I tried to focus on. One of the things was that Will would, like, in the character, one of the things that I loved, and it maybe part of it came from the fact that you were embodying another person, but there was this like beautiful, quiet calmness about him, and then on a minute's notice he would like jump, and it wouldn't be like a gradual I'm getting angrier, it would be like everything's I'm gonna kill you, you know, like it's a very black and white night or day 0 to 100 sort of situation. And so I tried to take that and just try and play it in a little bit of a different way, which was like, I feel like for you, you were trying to suppress that side maybe for me, I was trying to suppress the evil, you know, so there was that kind of idea of like trying to suppress a part of us and then like break, like it being like an overflow valve kind of thing that kind of gets broken. And then obviously the way that he walks and things like that, this guy, but Will naturally has quite good posture, and then when he played Jonathan, he would play him quite like soldiery, and so I had to copy that as well. And also the way you would stand quite like with your arms kind of like open more, so I would do that. But yeah, essentially I just had to copy him.
It's funny because it's a very unusual thing to have to do, is to share a role, and yet like we had conversations in between, which was really cool. It was such a nice thing to be able to do because it's, you know, it was nice for us to connect in that way.
Yeah.
But it is peculiar. Like we both had kind of a lot of challenges, I guess, come into the role because, like you say, like you're trying to bridge the gap and then put your amazing stamp on it. Like it's I'm such admiration. But it's like you did such an amazing job.
I never want to do it again.
And so it's. I think as well, like we were both like we want to make sure we can put our own stamp on it. And ultimately, I guess we're being different people, different actors. We have different ideas on how we'll challenge it. But I think that's what's so exciting is that you get these two different portrayals, but they come from the same like emotional heart, and that's so exciting. And it, like I say, it's really rare that you kind of get to see that. And I guess you guys kind of get to see a bit of the process that we go through as actors to kind of create that.
And I think there's also something to be said for the creatives, for Todd and Darren, the showrunners, and then also the casting directors, because they cast it in a way where there is a natural similarity between us, and then we kind of could work on that. And the last thing I'll say is, I didn't know Will when I started the show. You know, like we had emailed and we had talked, but I didn't know him well enough where I was like, hey, give me some tips on playing this character, because I didn't know you, so you could have written back and be like, do the work yourself, dick. You know, so there was like a fine line with like how much I was going to ask you and how much I was going to figure out on my own.
Because I knew from Luke's first messages that I was really going to like it, because it was your approach to it as well. I was like, this is a you know, proper actor here, because you were like, you know, I'm going to have to do what I see a fit, and I was like, that's spot on. Like, because actually, if you come and you'd said, tell me what you were doing, you know, I'd be like, oh, well, you know, yeah, well, kind of like, you know, it's very exciting to kind of see what each of our versions is, and yeah, it's really cool.
Thank you very much, and I think you're 100% right about the Buffy episode too.
Thank you. You know what's funny? I've literally been sitting here going, wait, was that my favourite? Because also, I love when all the Slayers come alive. That's a really good episode. I'm going to stop.
That's also my favorite episode too.
Alors du coup, la question c'était, vu qu'ils jouent le même personnage, comment ils avaient un peu, enfin comment ça s'était passé le processus pour développer le personnage? Est-ce qu'il y en avait un qui avait copié sur l'autre? Est-ce qu'ils avaient travaillé ensemble? Comment ils s'étaient débrouillés? Ou est-ce que c'était juste géré entre deux acteurs différents et ils faisaient chacun de leur côté? Et du coup, Luc a dit que pour lui, c'était un peu plus compliqué parce qu'en fait, il est déjà arrivé et Will avait déjà le personnage. Donc il a dû vraiment, pour lui, c'est vraiment un travail. C'est lui qui a copié complètement Will de A à Z. Et il expliquait que, en fait, Will, quand il joue le personnage, il passe du tout au tout. Donc il a une aura hyper calme, hyper apaisante. Et d'un coup, hop, il devient super en colère, il tue tout le monde, il est super énervé. Et c'était un côté que Will essayait de retirer à son personnage, mais que Luc a décidé de choisir, vu que lui, il était un peu la version méchante et mauvaise. Et du coup, il disait qu'il avait dû vraiment se focaliser sur tout le travail que Will avait fait pour baser son personnage. Et après, il a rajouté en aparté d'ailleurs qu'il voulait vraiment remercier toute l'équipe de casting parce qu'il avait choisi vraiment deux acteurs qui étaient hyper similaires alors qu'ils se connaissaient même pas. Et du coup, Luc racontait que la première fois qu'il a su qu'il avait le rôle, il avait envoyé un message à Will. Et comme il se connaissait pas du tout, il voulait pas trop être en mode salut, tu peux me dire comment jouer le personnage? Parce que Will aurait très bien pu lui dire débrouille-toi tout seul, c'est pas mon taf, tu te démerdes. Et au final, ils ont super bien matché et ils ont réussi vraiment à créer le personnage ensemble. Et du coup, pour Will, il racontait qu'ils en avaient beaucoup parlé ensemble, parce qu'il y avait énormément de challenges autour du personnage, et qu'en fait, il voulait quand même que le personnage garde la même essence, qu'il soit bon ou mauvais, pour que les fans puissent réellement s'identifier au personnage quand ils le voient passer à la télé.